Finding love and changing your bad ways only to end up dying is what this movie is all about. Unexpected places.
I will never forget you, Chris. The love of my life. My warrior. The strongest man I know. The father to thrive, produce, and propagate. I love you so much, Chris. I love you so much. Please wake up for me. I love you so much.
Welcome, guys. Let's review this movie, Unexpected Places. This movie came out less than a week, or should I say a week now, and it has been trending, and a lot of people have talked about it. It's a very interesting storyline. Yes, of course, I needed to also review or make my recap about this movie. Now, Unexpected Places is on Bimbo Ademoye's YouTube channel, and it's about 1 hour 40 minutes long. And also, this story or Unexpected Places is solely written by Bimbo. Now, the cast of this movie are Bimbo Ademoye herself. We have Timini Egbuson, and then the supporting cast, of course, is Charles Bond. We have Christopher Akweredu, and also Thelma Chukwuka. So yes, those are some cast or some major cast of this movie. Now go to the recap of this movie. There is this boy called Chris who was being played by Timini. He is from a very rich family. Then he lived a very wayward life. You know, smoking, drinking, girls, everything you can think of, and very irresponsible life. Now his father, who happens to be Chris Madwike, wants him to be a very responsible boy and of course take over the company. But this guy, no, he is not ready for that. So that happens to be his life. Now his father decided that since he doesn't want to take control of his life, he's going to stop all allowances, take off everything that he gives to him, so he could just start living a very responsible life. Chris, of course, has a maid, and this maid happens to be Prosper. Prosper is being played by Bimbo, and of course, maid has to take care of him when he comes back from his wayward life, drunk, you know, have girls in the house. This girl Prosper has to do all the chores. Now during one of those irresponsible behavior, he got into an accident. So of course, you know, his car got smashed. You know, he was admitted in the hospital. He came back home. His dad heard about the whole incident, got mad at him, took off the car, you know, stopped his allowances, stopped giving him money, so he could just, you know, become the boy or the son that he wants him to be. Now in all of this, this boy has been experiencing some physical changes. His eyes, you know, getting yellowish. He's always scratching. He had a swollen feet. I mean, if you watch the movie, you get the point that they were trying to make at the end of this movie. Then also came the laugh part of this movie. Of course, like I said, you know, his father wanted him to be responsible. So I mean, in Africa settings, if you want to be responsible, then it means you have to be in a very committed relationship, or you know, a relationship that is going to lead you into marriage, or you are ready to get married, take on someone's responsibility and add it to you. So that kind of African setting effect came into play in this movie. So Prosper decided that look, he was going to help him you know, become a responsible boy or responsible son by agreeing to what Chris suggested, that he wants Prosper to be his fake girlfriend. So he, you know, had to introduce Prosper to his parents, that he is now a responsible boy because he is in a very committed relationship, which he wants, or he has decided that this relationship is going to lead into marriage. This was as a result of the fact that the father, Chris Maduke, wants him to be responsible. So if he is responsible, he's going to restore all his allowances, repair his car, give him everything that was due to him as a rich son. Along the way, playing as a fake girlfriend, Prosper and Chris actually fell in love with each other. I mean, you can't just play fake relationship without having feeling for each other. So exactly what happened. Prosper and Chris actually ended up falling in love. Now in all of this, they actually got married, which they did not show, but so in all of this, one day he fainted. According to Prosper, she was thinking it's just the normal fatigue or normal, drunk, normal smoking, that kind of thing that was happening to him. So she has to prepare some local concoction. I think this is what this particular part is, a little comedy which a lot of people love so much. And at the end of it all, he went to the hospital to be diagnosed with liver failure. Chris did not tell Prosper about this particular illness or this particular diagnosis, and which at the end of the day he passed on. Like I said, Prosper and Chris got married, and they didn't show all of that. It was irrelevant according to the story, but they got married, and Prosper kind of passed on. And I think that is the part where a lot of people love so much, because coming from the fact that he is from a rich family, they could have solved that liver problem. So yes, that's basically the recap of this movie. It's a very good movie. Let's talk about cast. Yes, Bimbo wrote the story herself, and she is the main character or the main lead of this movie. And she played a very good role, acting poor, acting as the maid, transforming a maid who is very intelligent, of course, transforming, falling in love. And the only thing I love, is the fact that she did play a very good role. The emotions, you could feel some of the emotions that were being played by Timini, and of course Bimbo herself. And of course I really love Chris Maduke and then Mama T. Those are the parents of Chris. They really did a very good role. Mind you, also, if you're watching the movie, you will know that Mama T is actually Chris' stepmother, and she actually stepped up that role in this movie very much. You wouldn't even know Mama T was Chris' stepmom until the scene where Prosper was trying to display Chris' mother's picture, and that's it. That was really nice as well. Mama T played a role. She's a mom that actually did step up. And I love the fact that Chris was also not vile. We know of Chris was also not vile to Mama T. They were just a happy family all together. And lastly, the cast that also did very well was Debola. That was Chris' friend. Debola was being played by Charles Bond. So yes, the cast they did their bit in this movie. Now moving on to what I like about this movie is the ending, and the ending is what summarizes the title of this movie. The ending, I think the ending and the love story is what summarizes the title of this movie. Unexpected Places is all about finding love in unexpected places. Nobody imagined that the maid will fall in love, or should I say the wayward rich boy will fall in love with the maid eventually, because both of them said, you're not my spec, but eventually they actually fall in love. And I think that's what the title specified. And the ending of this movie, I mean, everyone thought that, as a rich person, he would have survived the liver transplant, or survived the liver transplant. So that was really good. I mean, you could connect with the story. A lot of people share their story that losing a loved one to cancer, liver, kidney, so it's relatable. When stories are relatable, it becomes very good. So I think that is what this movie is about. You could connect with it, the storyline, you could really connect. So it's I love that every cast came through when it comes to displaying of emotions, facial expressions, and I think they came through with that. So every cast actually came through. So yeah, that's what I like about the movie. Now, moving on to what I don't like about this movie. As a rich family, or as rich as the Madukes were, why didn't they get the diagnosis of this liver condition of Chris earlier? That is one. My second question is, was Chris not aware that he has liver problem earlier on, before fainting and all that? Why did they wait till it got worse before they were running helter skelter to solve that problem? And was Mama T and Chris Maduke himself not aware of their son's condition? I mean, it leaves you questioning whether they're not aware of the son's condition. If they were not aware, then, because I mean, at the end, if you're watching the movie till the end, you realize that they were actually not aware, because they were now rushing to find solution, find liver, or kind of send him to India to have this liver condition or liver replacement being done, which was really late. So it means that they were not aware, or because they were not aware of the son's condition, or should I say, Chris was actually hiding his sickness, or his sickness from his parents. And the question is why. So someone will say, or someone will answer this by saying that it's because of the way he felt about his mother's death, which that question is also not answered in this movie. Why was he not displaying his mother's picture? That question was not answered in the movie. So that's also another thing. And then the fact that he knew he was sick and he was still drinking, so he wanted to die actually. So that was also another thing. I mean, if he didn't want to die, why did then he later change and ended up dying? So those are some question marks I was asking myself. Like, they were rich, he knew he could solve this liver problem, why didn't he just solve it? Then I realized, it's a movie, guys. It's a movie. So yes, I think those are the things I really don't think I like about the movie. And in conclusion, the movie is spectacular. The movie is YouTube standard. And if you are a very emotional person, definitely you will cry. If you're not too emotional, definitely you wouldn't cry either. But it's a very good watch. Big ups to Bimbo, and I think she wrote a very good story. And also I want to give this props to her. She really highlighted some of the symptoms of liver conditions or liver problems and liver failure problems. So she did really well with this. And then the conclusion where Chris has to eventually die because they find out about his condition really late, or should I say it was disclosed to them very late. He died, but eventually had a son with Prosper. So I mean, he died, but he did not die. Just like he said in the movie, he does not want Prosper to hide his picture. So I mean, he has a son with Prosper. Definitely Prosper gave Chris that promise not to hide his picture, just like he did to his mom. So in a conclusion, guys, it's a good movie. You wouldn't waste your time watching it at all. So I'll leave the link of this movie in the description box, so you go and watch it on Bimbo's Ademoye's YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any movie recommendation, guys, leave them in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about Unexpected Places in the comment section.